Hello, I'm Craig Fairweather, speech pathologist at Royal Far West. I'd like to talk to you today about social stories. We use social stories to teach social skills. There can be a wide range of problems there. How a child complains, how they respond to complaints, how they request and respond to requests, how they interact in a polite way with other people, adults and children, and how they establish friendships and engage in play. They're all things that we can teach with social stories. So when we're working with a family, we go through a checklist of some kind or a questionnaire, and we find out what are the major areas of weakness for the child, the areas causing them the most distress or the most difficulty for the family and the school. And then we prioritise them and we work on them one by one. For instance, have a look at this. Here's an example of a set of social stories that we created for a particular child. Here, this one is called Good at Playing. And what we do is we word it as if it were coming from the child themselves. So this one says, I'm good at playing. I see some people playing. I want to join in so I can do this. I go close to them and look at their eyes. I can say, can I play too? Or, can I do it too? Or, can I be on your team, please? And if they say no, I say, why not? If they still don't let me join in, I go and do something I like to do. I don't get angry or cry. I go and tell a teacher that I want to play, but some people won't let me, and I listen to what they say. Now you'll see that there's a bell sound marked here. We use the bell because we're creating a printed form of the story, and the bell goes onto an audio tape. The tape goes with the story, and we're usually using these days MP3 recorders. So we create a recording that is then put on a USB along with the Word document, for instance, and the family take home a whole set of MP3 recordings that we've created. Now the way we do it is we want the child to be on the tape. So the clinician will say some parts of the social story, and then we'll have the child say some other parts, particularly the speaking parts. Often the children we're working with can't read very well, so they may be relying solely on the MP3 that we create and also any photographs that we take to illustrate the social story. Looking at this set, for instance, in this social story you'll see that there's a gap here that's blank, and we will put in a photograph that's taken by the family with their camera and then developed, or we may put a digital picture in there and then print it off from the printer at home. There's a whole range of things that we can do. If we have a look here, we have the MP3 recordings. In this case they are Windows Media files. Opening this one up.
Zilla's story.
It's cold.
Sometimes I ask people to tell me again.
Someone is speaking to me, but I don't hear something they say. So, I look at their eyes and I say,
Sorry, what did you say?
someone is speaking to me, but I don't understand what they mean. So I look at their eyes and I say,
I'm sorry, don't understand.
Now, with the MP3, the child is able to listen to this and absorb the information so that it becomes a part of them, an internal rule, or a set of internal rules. We all operate with them, but the child with social interaction problems, they cannot absorb easily the social cues, social rules from the environment, so we have to be specific about what they do in different situations. Now, with the MP3 recording, the child hears that when they're at home. Typically we'll say that the child will work on one social story a week. They'll hear the MP3 recording in the morning on 3 of those days, and in the afternoon they'll hear the recording again a bit at a time and act out in role play with their parents or other family members the situation that's described in a small part of the story. The child always acts as themselves, but their parents or family members might act as other people, so children at school, teachers or neighbours or other family members. And that happens on 2 evenings in the week typically, and when 1 week is passed, the family move on to the next social story. They'll alert the school to the social story that they've worked on, and the school will have a copy of that social story to remind the child about those behaviours. And in this way, we have had tremendous success in teaching children social skills that will be to their advantage for the rest of their lives. Thank you very much.